Alright, hello everyone. Today we are looking at this example. This is a combined sequence example. The question is saying the following sequence is a combination of an arithmetic and a geometric sequence. So they've given us this number pattern. We have 4 and then 4 again, then 10, 12, 16, 36. Now guys, whenever they give you a number pattern like this, the terms will always alternate. So what I mean by that is if we're looking at terms 1 and 3, those two terms, we can see that there is a difference of 6 in between them. Then if we're looking at terms 3 and 5, again, we have a difference of 6. So it's all the odd numbered terms, essentially, are going to form an AP, an AS, if you want to call it that, odd numbered terms. Those terms form an arithmetic sequence, an arithmetic pattern. So I'm just going to say here, AP, sometimes they actually use AP in the textbook, arithmetic progression. So it's an AP, you can call it an AS as well, it's arithmetic with an A value of 4. The first term of that specific number pattern is 4, and the difference is 6. Alright, so those are the odd number terms. If we look at the even number terms, so I'm talking about term 2, term 4, and then term 6, those three terms, we can see that we are multiplying by 3 each time. So the even numbered terms, so terms 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and so on, are going to form a geometric number pattern. So even numbered terms, that's a GP, a geometric progression, or a GS if you want to call it that, with again an A value of 4, because if we look at the even number terms, right, I'm looking at that term there, that first term there is also 4, and then we are multiplying by 3 each time, so that is the constant ratio. Right, so that's what they mean when they say that it's a combination of an arithmetic and a geometric sequence. We are working with alternating terms. So now in A, they're asking us to write down the next two terms. So I'm just going to copy this across. And what we are essentially going to do is we are going to continue with that same pattern that we have here. So we have with our first, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms. If we need to find term 7 is an odd numbered term, so I am going to have to add 6 to the previous odd numbered term to get term 7. So I'm going to have to say 16 plus 6 is then 22. To get the next term then, which is term 8, it is an even numbered term. It's going to form part of the geometric sequence, so I'm going to have to times the previous term of the geometric sequence by 3. Now 36 times 3 is going to give us 108. So those are going to be the next two terms. So essentially we just continue on with the same pattern, but again we are alternating. The one term is going to be a term in the arithmetic sequence, and the other is going to be a term in the geometric sequence. So these are the next two terms as the question was asking for. All right, now for question B, this is a tricky question. They're now asking for term 38 minus term 37. Now guys, they're looking for term 38 in this main number pattern, in this original number pattern that they gave us. We need to figure out which term is going to give us term 38. And then we are meant to minus term 37 from it. So what we have here, I'm actually going to copy this across again so that we can look at these terms in the number pattern. Right, I think we know by now that the even numbered terms are in the GP, right? So term 38 is an even numbered term. So this is going to be a geometric sequence term. Term 37 is an odd numbered term in the sense that 37 literally is an odd number. That is going to be an arithmetic sequence term. So now we need to understand that we have a formula for geometric. For the term in a geometric sequence is AR to the n minus 1. But guys, I can't put a 38 there because term 38 of this original number pattern that we started with here is not term 38 of the red number pattern, right? If we're looking at this here, term 2 of my original number pattern is actually term 1 of my red number pattern. Term 4 of my original number pattern is actually term 2 of the red number pattern. Term 6 of my original number pattern is term 3 of my red number pattern. So what are we noticing? Term 2 of combined pattern is equal to term 1 of the GP, the geometric pattern. Term 4 of the combined pattern is equal to term 2 of the GP. Last one that I'm going to write down is term 6 of the combined pattern is equal to term 3 of the red number pattern of the GP. So what are we noticing? What are we doing with this number here to get that number there? We are dividing it by 2. So if we are looking for term 38 of the combined number pattern, right? That's what we need to find. We need to take term 38 minus term 37. So term 38 of the combined number pattern. What is 38 divided by 2? 19. It's going to be term 19 of the geometric pattern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this 19 into that n over there. And that will allow me to calculate the value of term 38 of the combined number pattern. Now we're going to do a similar thing for term 37 of the combined number pattern, because what did we write up here? We said that all the odd numbered terms are terms of the arithmetic progression, arithmetic pattern. Now we know that for an arithmetic pattern, we have this Tn formula, a plus n minus 1 times d. Again, we need to determine what is the n value, which term in the arithmetic pattern is going to give me term 37 of the combined number pattern. Now let's look at the blue pattern and let's compare. I'm going to make another list. Term 1 of the combined pattern was term 1 of the AP, of the arithmetic pattern, of the blue pattern. I'm looking at this term over here. That is term 1 there. Term 3 of the combined pattern is equal to, I'm looking at that one, term 2 of the arithmetic pattern. Next up, we have 16 here is term 5 of the combined pattern. That is going to give us term 3 of the arithmetic pattern. If we are looking at these ones, it's not as easy to see the pattern from this number to that number, because here it looks like it's the same number, right? But then when we look at term 3, that's giving us term 2. Then if we look at term 5, or if we look at term 5, that's giving us term 3. So now, guys, what we actually have to do here is you are going to take this number, you're going to divide it by 2, right? Because what is 1 divided by 2? A half. And then you're going to round that up to 1. That will give us that number there. Let's see if it works with the next one. You're going to take 3 divided by 2. What's that? 1.5. When you round that up, that will give you 2, which is that number there. When we take 5 and we divide by 2, that's going to give us 2.5. If we round that up, that will give us 3. So this number pattern, if we are following this number pattern, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to say, if we're taking term 37 of the combined pattern, it is going to be equal to term, now what is 37 divided by 2? That is 18.5, 18.5. If you round that up, That will give you 19. So term 37 of the combined pattern is going to be term 19 of the blue pattern. So I'm also going to put a 19 in there and in there in order to calculate those values. Because remember, this is what we need to calculate. We're just coming back to this. This is the actual question. Term 38 minus term 37. So now, finally, we're going to say, therefore, term 38 minus term 37 is equal to, I'm actually going to write down term 19 of the GP minus term 19 of the AP. For our GP formula, we are using this formula. We're going to say AR to the 19 minus 1, so AR to the 18, minus, for our AP, our blue pattern, we're going to take that formula, A plus 19 minus 1, so 18D. Now I'm going to actually put my values in. Guys, what was the A value of the GP, of the red one, right? This AR to the 18 is referring to the red number pattern. We said that our red number pattern is a geometric pattern with an A value of 4 and a ratio of 3. So we're going to say 4 times 3 to the power of 18 minus, and now for this, I'm actually going to use square brackets because I'm going to have to multiply things together. For our AP, this is the blue number pattern. So we need to look back at our blue number pattern. We had an AP with an A value of 4 and a difference of 6. So our A value was 4 and our difference was 6. Now all that's left is to actually type this into the calculator, and we're going to get a very big answer. I'm just quickly calculating it myself. 4 plus 18 times 6, I'm typing it in, and I am getting, okay, 1,549,681,844. Right, this is a problem solving question, so don't feel bad if you are not fully understanding this. But yeah, this is something that does come up quite often in test or exams as the problem solving question.